There are moments in life when everything changes in a single breath. This may be one of those moments for you. The universe is saying loud and clear, I am releasing $333,000 into your life now, not just as money, but as abundance, opportunity, freedom, healing, and power beyond anything you have imagined. This is your sign that lack is ending, struggle is breaking, and the doors that stayed closed for years are beginning to open all at once. You did not come this far just to survive. You came here to receive, to rise, and to step into the life that was waiting for your courage to match it. Feel that energy right now. Something is shifting in your favor. Blessings are moving toward you faster than fear can chase them. The delays, the disappointments, the nights you doubted yourself, they were never punishment, they were preparation, because when abundance arrives, it needs someone strong enough to hold it, and that someone is you. So lift your head, open your heart, and get ready. What is meant for you is no longer being withheld. The universe has spoken, and your season of overflow begins now. Have you ever felt like life was testing you for so long that you almost forgot what winning feels like? Like no matter how hard you tried, the breakthrough stayed just out of reach? If that feeling has followed you, then hear this clearly today. The waiting season is ending. The universe has spoken, and it is speaking in your favor. This is not the moment to doubt yourself. This is the moment to recognize that something powerful is shifting behind the scenes, even if you cannot fully see it yet. So many people give up right before life changes. They walk away when the miracle is already on the way. They mistake silence for rejection, delays for denial, and obstacles for the end of the road. But what if the silence was preparation? What if every closed door was redirecting you towards something greater? What if every setback was building the strength you would need to carry the blessing that is now coming into your life? Sometimes the universe does its deepest work in the dark, where roots grow before flowers bloom. You have survived seasons that should have broken you. You carried burdens you never asked for. You kept going when your heart was tired, when your mind was overwhelmed, and when nobody truly understood the battles you were fighting inside. Yet you are still here. That means something. Your presence today is proof that resilience lives inside you. Your story is not over. In fact, some of the best chapters have not even begun. The universe has spoken, and it is saying that your struggle was never wasted. Every tear taught you compassion. Every failure taught you wisdom. Every disappointment taught you how to stand on your own feet. The pain you went through was shaping a stronger version of you. It was turning pressure into power. It was teaching you how to trust yourself when nothing around you made sense. There comes a time when energy changes, a time when doors that were locked begin to open naturally, a time when opportunities start finding you instead of you chasing everything, a time when the same person who once felt lost begins to walk with confidence, clarity, and peace. That time can begin the moment you decide to believe that life is not against you anymore. Too many people stay loyal to an old story. They keep repeating, nothing works out for me. I always struggle. I'm always behind. But words carry energy. What you repeat, you reinforce. What you believe, you begin to live. If the universe has spoken in your favor, then it is time for you to speak in your favor too. Say, things are changing for me. I am worthy of abundance. I am ready for joy. I am open to miracles. I am stepping into a better chapter. Do not underestimate the power of expectation. When you expect more, you move differently. You notice possibilities instead of problems. You walk with faith instead of fear. You become available for blessings that were always nearby but could not reach a closed mindset. Sometimes the greatest shift is not outside of you, it is inside of you. The universe often rewards those who remain steady when everything feels uncertain. You kept trying, you kept learning, you kept hoping, even if only a little. That quiet strength matters more than you know. You may think nothing has been happening, but seeds grow underground long before anyone sees the harvest. Progress is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. Maybe this is your reminder to stop measuring your life by your current circumstances. Where you are now is not where you are staying. This chapter is not your final destination. The person you are becoming is bigger than the problems you are facing. The future ahead of you can be brighter than the past behind you, but only if you stop dragging yesterday into tomorrow. The universe has spoken and it is calling you higher, higher than fear, higher than self-doubt, higher than the habits that kept you small, higher than the pain that tried to define you. You are being invited into a life where peace feels normal, where abundance feels natural, and where confidence becomes your new language. So stand up today with a new energy. Walk like something good is already on the way. Speak like doors are opening. Think like you are chosen for more. Feel gratitude before the blessing arrives. That is how you align with the next level of your life. You do not need to know every detail. You do not need to control every step. You only need the courage to trust that something greater is unfolding for you right now. The universe has spoken, and the message is simple. Your time of limitation is ending, your season of growth is beginning, and the life you once dreamed about is finally ready to meet you. Have you ever noticed how the darkest nights often come right before the sunrise? How life can feel the heaviest just before everything begins to lift? If you have been carrying pressure, disappointment, delays, or silent battles no one knows about, then hear this deeply today. Your season of overflow begins now, not someday, not when everything is perfect, not after one more struggle. Now, for a long time, you may have felt like you were pouring energy into life and getting very little back. You worked hard, stayed patient, gave your best, and still watched others move ahead while you stood still. You prayed for change, hoped for better, and wondered if your turn would ever come. Those feelings are real, and they can be exhausting. But what if the waiting was not punishment? What if it was preparation for something bigger than you could see at the time? Overflow does not arrive when life has no challenges. Overflow arrives when you have grown strong enough to receive more without losing yourself. Sometimes the delay was not because blessings were denied. Sometimes it was because your mindset, your confidence, your wisdom, and your strength were being built first. A small container cannot hold a large blessing. Life had to expand you before it could overflow you. Think about how much you have survived already. The heartbreaks that could have hardened you, the failures that could have stopped you, the moments when you wanted to quit but somehow found the strength to continue. You are not the same person you were a year ago. You have more depth now, more awareness, more resilience, more courage than you give yourself credit for. That growth matters because the version of you standing here today can handle what the old version of you once prayed for. Your season of overflow is not only about money, though finances can absolutely improve. It is about peace overflowing into your mind after seasons of anxiety. It is about confidence overflowing into your spirit after years of self-doubt. It is about love overflowing into your relationships after loneliness. It is about opportunities overflowing into your path after feeling stuck. It is about waking up and finally feeling like life is flowing with you instead of against you. Too many people miss their season because they are still emotionally living in the last one. They keep expecting disappointment because disappointment used to be familiar. They keep preparing for rejection because rejection once hurt them. They keep speaking lack because lack was all they knew. But if you want overflow, you must stop rehearsing scarcity. You cannot receive a new chapter while reading from the old script. Begin speaking differently. Say, good things are finding me. My life is expanding. Doors are opening. I am ready for abundance. I welcome peace, success, and joy. Some people laugh at affirmations, but words shape identity. What you repeatedly say becomes what you repeatedly notice. What you repeatedly notice becomes your reality. Overflow also requires gratitude before evidence appears. Anyone can be thankful after the blessing arrives. Real faith is being grateful while things are still changing. It is smiling before the breakthrough. It is trusting before the result. It is walking with confidence before the world gives you a reason. Gratitude shifts your energy from desperation to expectation, and expectation is fertile ground for miracles. There may still be obstacles in front of you, but obstacles do not cancel overflow. Sometimes blessings arrive through unexpected paths. A setback leads to a better opportunity. A closed door protects you from the wrong place. A delay saves you from the wrong timing. Life often works in ways that only make sense looking back. That is why you must trust even when the full picture is not visible yet. This is also the season to release what no longer fits. Old habits, old fears, old relationships built on limitation, old beliefs that told you you were not enough. Overflow cannot fully enter a life cluttered with what is expired. Make room mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for what is trying to arrive. Remember, overflow does not always come loudly. Sometimes it begins quietly. A new idea, a chance meeting, a sudden peace, a door opening where there was none before, a confidence you did not used to feel. Small beginnings often carry massive futures. Do not dismiss the little shifts. They are signs that larger change is already in motion. You are allowed to expect more now. You are allowed to believe better days are ahead. You are allowed to stop identifying with struggle. Struggle may have visited your life, but it does not own your future. Scarcity may have taught you lessons, but it does not write your destiny. So lift your head today. Breathe in a new energy. Walk like someone whose time has come. Speak like someone who knows life is changing. Think like someone chosen for expansion. Your season of overflow begins the moment you stop asking if you deserve it and start accepting that you do. What is meant for you is moving closer, and the life you have waited for may be nearer than you think. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy immediately? Sometimes it feels heavy, tense, and draining. Other times it feels light, hopeful, and alive. The truth is, energy is everywhere, and the energy you carry shapes the life you experience. If things have felt blocked, slow, or frustrating lately, this may be the exact moment to shift it. Today is about releasing the energy of abundance and opening yourself to receive what has always been trying to find you. Many people think abundance only means money, but abundance is much deeper than that. Abundance is peace in your mind. It is love in your relationships. It is opportunities showing up at the right time. It is health, creativity, confidence, joy, and the feeling that life is supporting you instead of fighting you. Money can be part of abundance, but true abundance touches every area of your life. The problem is that many people want abundance while still holding on to the energy of lack. They say they want success, but deep down they expect failure. They say they want love, but they prepare for heartbreak. They say they want growth, but they keep repeating the story of why nothing works out for them. You cannot consistently receive one energy while living in another. Your inner world always influences your outer world. Think about how often people replay negative thoughts without realizing it. I'm always behind. Nothing ever changes. Good things happen to everyone else. These thoughts may feel harmless because they happen quietly, but repeated thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs become habits. Habits become outcomes. If you keep watering the weeds, you should not be surprised when flowers struggle to grow. Releasing the energy of abundance starts with awareness. Notice what you have been carrying. Have you been carrying resentment from old pain, fear from past failures, comparison from watching others succeed, doubt from years of disappointment? These emotions are real, but they can become emotional baggage when held too long. You do not need to shame yourself for carrying them. You simply need to decide that they no longer get to lead your life. Sometimes the heaviest burden is not what happened to you, but the meaning you attached to it. A rejection made you think you were not enough. A delay made you think you were forgotten. A mistake made you think you were incapable. But events are not identities. What happened was an experience, not a definition. The moment you separate yourself from the story, your energy begins to lighten. Abundance flows best where there is space. That means making room mentally and emotionally. Let go of grudges that keep you tied to pain. Release the need to control every outcome. Stop forcing doors that clearly do not open. Trust that what is meant for you will not require you to betray yourself to receive it. Sometimes abundance enters the moment resistance leaves. Start speaking abundance over your life, even if current circumstances do not match it yet. Say, I am open to blessings. I am worthy of good things. Opportunities are finding me. Peace is growing in me. My life is expanding. Words matter because they direct attention. Attention matters because it shapes energy. Energy matters because it influences action. Action matters because it creates results. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to shift energy. Gratitude is not pretending everything is perfect. It is recognizing that even now, there is something valuable present. a lesson learned, a breath in your lungs, a chance to begin again, a roof over your head, a person who cares. Gratitude moves you from emptiness to awareness, and abundance grows where appreciation lives. You also need to protect your energy. Not every environment deserves unlimited access to you. Not every voice deserves influence over your mind. If certain spaces drain you, limit your time there. If certain people constantly plant fear, negativity, or disrespect, create boundaries. Boundaries are not selfish, they are a sign that you value your peace. Another powerful shift is to celebrate others without comparing yourself. Someone else's success is not proof of your failure. Their blessing does not block yours. Life is not a single slice of pie where someone else getting more leaves less for you. There is enough opportunity, love, wealth, and joy to go around. Comparison shrinks energy, celebration expands it. Abundance often arrives quietly before it arrives loudly. It may begin as clarity after confusion, confidence after self-doubt, one helpful connection, one open door, one new idea, one brave decision. Do not ignore the small signs because they are often the first evidence that your energy has changed. You are not stuck. You are not cursed. You are not doomed to repeat old cycles forever. You may simply be carrying energy that no longer belongs to the future you want. And the beautiful part is this: energy can change the moment you choose differently. So breathe deeply today and release what has weighed you down. Release fear, release old labels, release the belief that struggle is all life has for you. Stand taller, think bigger, speak kinder to yourself, move like someone who expects good things, because abundance is not far away. It begins within you, and once it begins there, the outside world starts to reflect it. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to rise after every setback, attract opportunities at the right time, and walk through life with a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken? It is easy to look at them and think they were simply lucky or chosen in some special way. But what if being chosen has less to do with luck and more to do with who you become through the battles you survive? What if the very challenges you faced were preparing you for more all along? Many people believe they are disqualified because life has been hard. They think the pain they experienced, the mistakes they made, or the delays they endured somehow placed them behind everyone else. But often the opposite is true. Hard seasons can build qualities that easy seasons never could. Pressure can create strength, loss can create wisdom, waiting can create patience, rejection can create independence. What felt like punishment may have actually been preparation. Think about your own life for a moment. There were times you wanted to quit, but you kept going. Times you were disappointed, but you still hoped. Times you felt lost, yet you still found a way to move forward. Those moments matter more than you realize. They built resilience inside you. They taught you how to stand when nothing around you felt stable. They revealed that there is more power in you than you once knew. Why were you chosen for more? Because you learned lessons many people avoid. You learned how to keep moving without applause. You learned how to heal without everyone understanding your pain. You learned how to rebuild after loss. You learned how to continue when results were slow. These are not small things. These are the foundations of greatness. Anyone can smile when life is easy. It takes depth to stay steady when life becomes difficult. Being chosen for more does not mean life will always be comfortable. In fact, those meant for more are often stretched more. They are asked to grow beyond old habits, old fears, and old identities. They are invited to leave comfort zones that once felt safe. Growth can feel uncomfortable because it asks you to release what is familiar, even when familiar has been limiting you for years. Sometimes people around you may not understand your growth. They knew the older version of you, the one who doubted yourself, stayed small, accepted less, or apologized for your dreams. When you begin to rise, it can challenge those who are committed to staying where they are. Do not let that stop you. You are not here to remain understandable to everyone. You are here to become who you were meant to be. More is not only about money, though financial success can absolutely be part of it. More is also peace after chaos, confidence after insecurity, purpose after confusion, love after loneliness, freedom after years of emotional weight. The richest life is not always the one with the biggest bank account. It is the one filled with meaning, alignment, gratitude, and inner stability. You may ask, if I'm chosen for more, why has it taken so long? Because timing matters. Fruit picked too early is not ready. Opportunities received too soon can be wasted. Blessings without maturity can become burdens. Sometimes life delays what you desire because it is developing the version of you who can truly sustain it. There are people who receive quickly but lose quickly because they were never prepared internally. Then there are people who are built slowly, deeply, and powerfully. When their moment arrives, it lasts because their foundation is strong. Do not confuse delay with denial. Some things take longer because they are meant to be lasting. Being chosen for more also means responsibility. It means healing cycles instead of repeating them. It means becoming the example you once needed. It means walking with integrity when shortcuts are available. It means using success to uplift, not to dominate. True elevation is not just about rising higher, it is about rising wiser. Right now, you may still be in the middle of your process. You may not see the full picture yet. You may only see unfinished chapters, unanswered questions, and goals not yet reached. But a building under construction can look messy before it becomes magnificent. Trust the process you cannot fully measure. Stop disqualifying yourself because your path looked different from someone else's. Stop assuming struggle means failure. Stop believing that because it has been hard, it cannot become beautiful. Some of the strongest people carry the deepest scars, and some of the brightest futures are built from the darkest seasons. So lift your head today and remember this: you were not overlooked. You were being built. You were not rejected. You were being redirected. You were not delayed for nothing. You were being prepared for something larger than your current view can see. There is a reason you kept surviving. There is a reason you still feel the pull for something greater. There is a reason you cannot settle for less anymore. You were chosen for more because life recognized your strength before you did. Now it is time for you to recognize it too. Have you ever felt it? That quiet voice inside telling you life has more for you, even when your current reality says otherwise? Maybe everything around you looks the same, yet something within you knows change is near. That feeling is not random. It is the signal that you are being called to step into your new reality. Not the old reality built on fear, limits, and survival. A new one built on confidence, abundance, peace, and purpose. Most people wait for reality to change first before they change themselves. They say, when I get the opportunity, then I'll believe. When the money comes, then I'll feel secure. When life improves, then I'll be happy. But life often works in reverse. The inner shift happens first, and the outer world begins to reflect it later. You become different before your circumstances do. That is why stepping into a new reality begins in the mind long before it appears in the world. Your current reality may only be the result of old thoughts, old beliefs, old fears, and old habits repeated over time. If you constantly expected disappointment, you moved cautiously. If you believed you were not enough, you settled for less. If you thought success belonged to others, you never fully claimed your own path. None of that means you are broken. It simply means patterns created outcomes, and patterns can be changed. To step into a new reality, you must first stop worshipping the evidence of the old one. Too many people stare at what is wrong and call it permanent. They look at debt and call themselves poor. They look at loneliness and call themselves unlovable. They look at failure and call themselves incapable. But circumstances are temporary snapshots, not final identities. What you see today does not have to define what you live tomorrow. A new reality begins when you speak differently. Words are powerful because they train the mind. If you keep saying, nothing works for me, your mind searches for proof. If you say, things are changing in my favor, your mind begins to notice possibilities. Start speaking like the person you are becoming. Say, I am growing. I am attracting better opportunities. I am worthy of love. I am capable of success. My life is improving every day. Then start thinking like your future self. Ask yourself, how would the version of me who already feels confident think today? How would the version of me who is successful handle this challenge? How would the version of me who is healed respond to this pain? This is how identity shifts happen, not in one giant moment, but through daily choices aligned with who you want to become. Your habits must follow your thoughts. You cannot think abundance and act from fear forever. You cannot claim confidence while constantly shrinking yourself. If you want a new reality, move differently. Keep promises to yourself. Protect your energy. Learn new skills. Show up consistently. Rest when needed, but do not retreat from your own potential. There will be moments when nothing outside has changed yet. This is where many people quit. They assume the inner work failed because the outer evidence is delayed, but seeds do not grow the day they are planted. Roots develop first. The unseen phase matters. Trust what is happening beneath the surface of your life. Change is often invisible before it becomes obvious. You may also need to release people, environments, or beliefs tied to your old reality. Sometimes the hardest part of growth is outgrowing what once felt normal. If chaos was familiar, peace may feel strange at first. If struggle was your identity, ease may feel uncomfortable. If being overlooked was common, receiving attention may feel unfamiliar. Do not confuse unfamiliarity with danger. Sometimes unfamiliar simply means growth. Your new reality does not require perfection. It requires willingness. You do not need to have every answer. You do not need to know every step. You only need the courage to stop living as the person you no longer are. Life responds when you do. Imagine waking up and no longer carrying the same emotional weight. Imagine handling problems with calm instead of panic. Imagine attracting healthier relationships because you finally value yourself. Imagine money flowing differently because you no longer believe lack is your destiny. Imagine peace becoming normal. Imagine joy returning. These things are not fantasies reserved for others. They become possible the moment you begin to align with them. The truth is, your new reality may already be forming around you. The ideas you are getting, the discomfort with old patterns, the desire for more, the sudden urge to change, these are signs. Something inside you is ready. Something greater is asking for space. So stop introducing yourself to life through your old wounds. Stop calling yourself by names pain gave you. Stop repeating stories that keep you trapped. Stand taller now. Think higher now. Choose differently now. Walk as if your future is already reaching for you. Step into your new reality today, not because everything is perfect, but because you finally understand that the door was never locked. It was waiting for you to open it.